I am live. Hey, Jimmy John. How you doing, my friend? I'm doing okay. What part of the country you live in, Jimmy John? Patricia Martin. Hey, girl. And Canadian Girl and Mr. Stash 51. That's a new subscriber from me I think he come from Ben Living with Big B. Uh, Matter of fact, I think I picked up about a dozen new subscribers from Mr. B. Cupcake Girl. How y'all doing? You know what, Patricia? That was the best. Oh, I swear that thing was so good. That's the best Hasselback potato I've made. I would have made another one today, but I'm out of potatoes. But my gosh, that thing was good. So I guess by me giving it them extra splits long ways kind of helped it. Oh, hey, Petite, how you doing, girl? Oh, yeah, yeah, that was a good tater. Oh boy, I swear. I got to get me another sack of taters. Matter of fact, my grandson, he looked at me a while ago and said, "You gonna fix potatoes today?" I ain't got no taters, son. But boy, that thing was good. And I've got another idea about a potato. I haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, but you know what a blooming is, right? I I want to figure out a way to make a blooming potato and call it blooming taters. I love potatoes. I love them mashed with gravy. I love them French fries if I can make them like McDonald's type. McDonald's has the best fries, I think, of any of them. Uh, but I almost tempted to try and make some kind of contraption that you could. I know how to make a blooming onion. You can get a little appliance thing that'll make them, but I don't know how you would do a potato. Maybe stand it on its end and go. I don't know, but then I wouldn't want to fry it. Uh, I would want to bake it. Uh, but then again, it might be good like that fried. I don't know, but but that one I did yesterday. Oh, my Lord, that thing was so good. Oh, uh, I guess most of y'all probably know about Freaking Frugal. Uh, the lady, she's got a channel. She accidentally got too close to the fire at a fireplace in her house. She's got some pretty bad burns on her legs and stuff. And I think she's got a couple of blisters on her hands too. Um, I don't know what their financial situation is. I know they don't have insurance. And I don't see how anybody gets by without insurance anymore. Of course, everybody's got their what fours and everything. We got Instapot the other day. We have to try it out. Now I like potatoes, fried potatoes. Every summer we used to, when I worked in the furniture industry, everything shut down the week of 4th of July, and everybody was on vacations, and we always went and camped out for a week on Nantahala Lake. It's up in North Carolina, and camped in a place called CC Camps, and it was free. It didn't cost you anything to go in there or anything. It was owned by the government, and we always fried potatoes. And I know, gosh knows, folks, I know that the bacon grease just not good for you, but it tastes so good. But my wife would pick a big old pan full of sliced potatoes, and she'd be frying them in bacon grease and onions. I don't know if it was just that it was outdoors like that, and we were sleeping in tents and all that stuff, and I don't know, but it sure was good. And Monday or Tuesday, I'm gonna fix a hobo dinner or a hobo stew, whatever you want to call it. We used to make those things in when I was in the Boy Scouts with my grandson, and we was in that for 14 years and fixed a many a hobo stew. I love those hobo dinners. Just so flavorful and everything, and I always put well, I put about a pound of hamburger in there. I put onions, carrots, and potatoes, and you put other stuff in there too if you want to, but that's what I put in them. And you wrap those things up in aluminum foil. I started to say tin foil. That's what we used to call it back in the day, tin foil. Now, I don't know if it was tin or aluminum back then. I don't know, but back then it was tin foil. But and then if you're out camping, you put it into the coals, into the campfire, and let it cook for about. But now when I make it, it goes in the oven at 350 degrees for an hour. And I'm gonna make. Somebody's been after me about making one of those, and I'm gonna do that. And my youngest grandson, he's a meat and potato guy. He ain't. He likes the same kind of foods that I like and my daughter likes. But the other boys, they don't like that kind. Well, Joey does. Donovan's the only one that don't like meat and potatoes. He wants pizzas and pizza rolls and tacos and all that stuff. And that stuff's all right once in a while, but Mr. Stosh says he still calls it tin foil. Hey there, Joey. But it is good. It's delicious. And I'm thinking about playing around with some different vegetables and stuff. My mama used to make something when I was a kid, and I've tried to remember if we liked. I don't remember whether I liked it or didn't. Can't remember. But she would take garden peas and pour in a casserole dish. and then break about a half a dozen eggs on top of those peas and bake it in the oven. I don't know what she called it. I don't have a clue. And I can't remember if I like it. So I'm going to have to fix that one time just to see if I like it. I can't remember. Something else I was thinking about, my mama used to do. Milk was considered to be expensive, and I think it was about 28 cents a quart, something like that. I'm not sure. And you didn't get it at the grocery store. The milkman brought it by your house and set it on the porch there, and he'd have what you would get, you know, he would leave it there. But Mama always drank the milk, the good stuff, I called it. And back then it wasn't homogenized. And homogenized, if you don't know, is back then milk was just being pasteurized. And but to homogenize it, what that does, it mixes the cream and the mixes it all together where the cream and the milk doesn't separate. And back then, the cream, the milk was sitting on the porch, the cream would all rise to the top. And they started homogenizing it, and that stopped it from separating. Now you can get a gallon of fresh cow's milk. Well, it's all cow's milk. You can get a gallon of that. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. If I see, yes, I use carrots, potatoes, maybe zucchini. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like zucchini. But my mama, she was stingy. And by that, I mean, and the kids got the less desirable stuff. Like our milk come in evaporated milk cans. And she would take a can of that milk and mix it with a quart of water. And she'd wind up with a quart jar full of condensed milk, you know, mixed with water. And then she would sweeten it with some vanilla flavoring. And that's how we got our milk. And I hated that stuff. And I got in trouble many times for slipping in the ice box. And it was an ice box. It wasn't a refrigerator. It was an ice box. The top part had a block of ice up there, and that's how the stuff stayed cold. And I'd slip in that ice box, and I'd pour me just a little bit in a cup or something, so she wouldn't know that I got some of the milk, the real milk. You know, of course, evaporated milk's real milk too, but it don't taste as good. I used to do that, but I got caught several times. Usually when I got caught, it was when I was done it 2 or 3 times. But we didn't get the good stuff. And when we was at grandma's or something, and come Sunday dinner and stuff, all the adults sit down first, and they got to eat, and all of us had to stay over in the back room or something and playing or whatever. We didn't get to sit down with the adults. And then when the adults was through, then we get to go in there and get help ourselves to what was left. And we always got chicken thighs, and didn't get chicken wings. My mama got those, and usually when we was over there for grandmas like that, there was probably 15, 20 people there. But we didn't get first choice. We got ours last. I don't think that's right. I thought we all be sitting down all at the table at one time. Of course, we couldn't do it because there wasn't enough room. But powdered milk, I don't like powdered milk. I mean, I like it when there's nothing else and it has to be super cold. It's supposed to be real milk and all that, but it don't taste the same as fresh milk. Something just went across my mind, and now I done forgot what it was. Mom had to make it on her own and feed 4 kids. It wasn't all bad. Do you mean, Tina, Daddy wasn't there or something, or am I just misconstruing something there? But my mama was stingy. You couldn't get, and if she got to it first, there wasn't no chicken wings. And I love chicken wings, and I love legs. But that's just the way it was back then. Patricia said she fed her kids first. Well, I think that's the way it should be too. Actually, the ideal situation is to sit down as a family and eat the meal together. Nobody, a lot of people don't no more. I know it doesn't happen around here. Even when my daughter cooks and stuff, she comes in here and says it's ready, and I'll come in there and get it, and I'll bring it in here and I'll eat. Well, start with here. Since we moved here, we don't have a kitchen table. We don't have room for it. But has anybody noticed that all of a sudden they got this big mad rush on people getting these freeze dryer things to freeze dry food and stuff? And hey, Paul, I was on your channel today, my friend, and it's been a month since you put anything up. Of course, you say you're not able to now. I hope you get better soon, my friend. I started to call you today, and I couldn't. Tina says divorced and raised us kids doing others' laundry, and she went a lot of times not eating, so us kids ate. That happens a lot. But yeah, Paul, what's the prognosis? Is it getting better or what? Seems weird not to see any more new videos coming up. Now, before my mom and dad divorced, we eat together, you know, especially at supper time or dinner time, what are going to call it, and they even asked to bless, and I mean, the VA is slow, Paul. It's that's the only complaint that I've got the VA with the VA is slow getting anything done. Now, they want me to go to Gainesville next week and have some kind of a scanner verify this about me having that stroke and stuff or something about it. And well, I sure hope you get better, man. But what am I? Albert done lost his train of thought. Oh my goodness! Oh, I was talking about the freeze dryers. I, you know, you can buy food already freeze dried, and you pay several $100s for one of these freeze dryers, and then it takes 3 days to run a cycle on them things, and you don't get that much. You can't. It just doesn't seem practical. I don't know unless I'm missing something. Yeah. Well, the trouble with me going to Gainesville, the appointment's at 12:30. It's on the day that my daughter has to go to work. So, and even if I go over to the clinic and they transport me to Gainesville, that means somebody's going to have to come over there and get me, you know, take me from my house to there and all that stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I don't have any. Most of all my close friends, you know, local and stuff, they've died. I don't have any close friends anymore. And hey, Roach, Tommy Roach, Roach, is that really your last name, or is that just something you tagged on yourself? Oh man, yeah. Tommy Roach, the Roach man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, gosh, Paul, I hope you get all right, my friend. I really do. But no, I think that freeze dried stuff. I don't. You can buy all the freeze dried food you want if you want something that you can store long term. But you're paying for that thing to run for 3 days. You have to process, and most of the time for it to run less time, you have to pre-freeze it in your freezer before you put it in the freeze dryer. So I'm not too impressed by that. I may be wrong. You know, I don't know. No, Joey lives in Gainesville. Joey's not here. You know, and he's got a job, and the girlfriend's got a job, and she's going to college, and it just doesn't fit into the picture. And my driver's license goes dead next Thursday. And I ain't got no business driving anyway. By the way, Paul, couldn't you have, when you got that new truck, couldn't you have got that frame and stuff off the back of that truck and put on your new truck. Looks funny not seeing that on there. But maybe it wouldn't fit. It looks like it might be a bigger truck that you got now, too. But no, Joey can't take me, and he only comes over once a week, and they're not going to move back to Ocala until October. And that's when she's going to start the nursing school over here. And he's not going to start going back to school till after she gets done with the nursing school. He's going to be, what the heck was that? Why does my computer keep doing that? It's something going on. I don't know if I qualify or not. I'll have to check on it. If they'll do that, then I'll go. But that bus, the bus that takes the veterans from here to Gainesville, they leave like 7:30 in the morning. And then you have to be done with your appointment by 1 or 2 to be able for them to transport you back. So I don't know how that would work. Yeah, food dehydrator, that's dried food, but that's not like freeze dried. Freeze dried, gosh, it almost lasts forever. But dehydrated won't. You know, and I know a lot of people. I watch several channels that do homesteading and stuff like that, and they use dehydrators a lot, and some of them even use them freeze dryers. But you won't sell me on that freeze dryer. And they're trying everything. They was even trying to freeze dry, make a bologna sandwich and freeze dry it. Well, that didn't work out too swift. I watched them do that. But I could see freeze drying certain things, you know, like, well, they was even freeze drying soup. Somebody said something about freeze drying ice cream. Now, how the heck is that going to work? How do you freeze dry ice? And then when it comes back to reconstituting it, it's not going to be cold, for crying out loud. I mean, I ain't the brightest bulb on the tree, but that just don't compute. It don't compute. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not a fan of that. Tommy, what's for supper? Yes, Tommy, what's for supper? I know what's for supper here. Nothing, because I already ate it. I might eat a snack. But yeah, which video did I have go up this morning? I done forgot. I'm trying to make a video every day or so now, just to keep up my views and everything. But gee, I only got 10 people in here. Been living with Big B. He's setting up. He's gonna do a live stream with some from his end in Australia, and I'm gonna be a guest on that. But there's gonna be more than one guest, you know. I can have up to, with this StreamYard that I've got now, with you know, I pay $25 a month. and I can have up to 10 guests on here at one time. I guess that would be like 5 across twice. And I might do that one time if I can get 10 of you to come on at one time. I like doing these guest things. It keeps everything going, and we learn a lot of stuff about each other. Where did Petite? Are you still there, dear? I sent an email to Barbara, your lady friend that's 81. She's on Smith Island too, and I sent her an email. I'm gonna try to talk to her some and just have some conversation. She's actually older than me. Cindy pulled pork. Oh, okay, Cindy pulled pork. What? That's something else I don't understand. I never heard of pulled pork till just maybe 15, 20 years ago. I never heard of pulled pork when I was growing up. Barbecue, that's the closest it ever come to being pulled pork. And I like it either way anyway, but I just never heard it called that till about 20 years ago. Shoot, I never even seen a pizza or tasted a pizza till I was way up in my 20s. I remember when I went in the military, all these guys from the up north that was in my outfit, they was talking about pizzas and stuff all the time like that. I said, well, what is it? You know, and like they couldn't believe I never had a pizza. Well, down south, that just wasn't a thing that was done. You never seen no pizza huts or pizza parlors or anything like that. It just wasn't happening, you know. Of course, up there they never heard of grits. Matter of fact, I had a bowl of grits this morning with a couple patties of sausage, and it was good. Some people, you either hate it or you love it. Ain't no in between on grits. I've had some people, I can eat it, but I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. Astronaut food. Oh my goodness. Trying to see if I'm missing anything. I hate not being able to keep up. If you had a garden, it would pay to dry freeze. Yeah, but Tina, it still takes you forever. It takes 3 days. And you got 4 little trays. They're not big. You got 4 little trays, and it's not stacked deep or high. It's just a little dab of food. You couldn't eat off of it a week. Not even close. That's the problem I have with it. Now, if you could freeze dry and do it faster and in larger quantities, and not have to spend $800 for the freeze dryer, that's the part I don't understand. I don't question that freeze drying bees is the best way to go if you're trying to preserve food. But I just Of course, if you put it in the freezer, it's only going to be good for so long. You know, they say there's a certain amount of time that for certain, like pork, you're not supposed to freeze it more than so many times. Some time, you know, I'm not sure what times it is, um, but I expect there's going to be some times when you got a freezer, and this has happened to me, and like one time we went off on vacation and we was gone a week. Well, the freezer went out about the first day we was gone. And when we got back home, we didn't have anything in this freezer that survived. And even if we'd have had a backup generator, that wouldn't have helped anyway because it wasn't the power that went off. It was the freezer just took a dump. And I just had we had a 25 cubic foot freezer, big freezer. And we had to junk it about 3 or 4 months ago because it took a dump. And we lost a little bit. We didn't lose a lot. We didn't have a whole lot of it in it at that time. But I've been watching some of these farming channels and stuff, and there's this one channel, and gosh, what is the name of that? I can't. It's a homesteading channel. And this man, as a matter of fact, they just reached 500,000 subscribers. And they are tickled. I guess they are. It's sure going to help their paycheck, you know, what they get every month. But they're farming. They got a greenhouse. They got pigs. Has he got a cow? Yeah, he's got a milk cow. He doesn't have like a bull or anything. He's got a milk, and they process their milk. And you know, fresh milk. If I quit drinking store-bought milk right now and tried to go to fresh milk, I would have to get used to the fresh milk all over again, and vice versa. If I decide to go off fresh milk and go on store-bought milk, you got to get used to it again. And I actually prefer fresh milk. But then, now this is some weird stuff about junk garbage. Sometimes I think about what is milk. You know, when I go in there and get me a glass of milk, I'm not thinking about that it come out of the cow's belly and that it was for the calves and not really for us. I'm not thinking about that, you know. I just know I like milk. And matter of fact, we're out right now, and I'm gonna have to get me a. Well, she's probably gonna get some more. She usually gets 4 or 5 gallons at a time. We go through 2 or 3 gallons a week here. But fresh milk, if you wanted to go on fresh milk, trust me, if you never had it, it's an acquired taste. And if you haven't had any in a long time, it's going to be an acquired taste all over again. But I don't know how, like my mother-in-law, at one time up there, all they had was a spring house. They didn't even have an ice box. Because up there, if they had an ice box, they didn't have nowhere to get ice for it. But how did they? It just seemed like when you went out there and got milk out of the spring house and stuff, it was cold. At least I thought it was. Being used to a refrigerator, I probably wouldn't think it's all that cold now. But sometimes I think about, well, this is coming out of a cow. And same thing on eggs. What's an egg? It's unprocessed chicken. It's exactly what it is. But we eat them, and we eat probably, let's see, 18 eggs is a dozen and a half, so we're eating 3 dozen eggs a week. She gets these flats, 2 flats, and there's 18 in each flat. But I don't know why I think about stuff like that sometimes, but I do. I hadn't seen, who have I not seen here? I guess Petite left. I wanted her to know about. You can buy freeze-dried food called MREs. Yeah, that's right. And they're expensive. Well, there's a bunch of farms got caught selling produce and stuff as well, as organic food, and it turns out it wasn't. Because they take it to the markets and stuff, and they call it organic, and we grow it and all that stuff, and they're just growing it from a distributor, getting it from a distributor. What documentary are you talking about, Sandy? If you drink milk, you're drinking cow's milk. What was the documentary about? Oh, okay. But some of the major dairies, a farmer, my aunts and uncles, they milked in the morning, they milked in the evening. But a regular dairy, and the reason I know this is there was a dairy about 10 miles from here, and we used to buy fresh milk from them. And they milked 3 times a day. Every 8 hours, they brought them in and milk. And I was forever. I didn't know you could do that, but they did. They milked 3 times a day. Cindy, I don't like lentils. Maybe it's because I don't know how to fix them right. I've tried it a couple times. I didn't like them. Now they want a pulled pork sandwich. We got a ham. Well, that's not pulled. That wouldn't be pulled. You need pulled pork off a fresh shoulder or something like that, or a Boston butt. I can't figure out why they call that a Boston butt. Spaceman, I believe it is on YouTube. Because I think I seen it, and I think that's where I saw it. But you can find so much on YouTube anymore. Lentils. I mean, pot of beans. I got to decide whether I want black-eyed peas or I want pintos or navy beans. Probably the navy beans. Navy beans are my favorite. Cindy says she doesn't drink animal milk. Yeah, I dropped Netflix. I didn't like paying for it, and they didn't offer all that much on there anymore that I'm interested in watching. And quick as my free trial run out, I dropped it. Hadn't seen Willow. I did a live stream with her Wednesday. It's on my channel. No, sir, she's not been on here. There's a whole lot of them ain't on here today for some reason. I know Mary Beth's not on here, and I haven't seen Crazy Family. I hadn't seen, let's see, gee, there's quite a few that haven't been on here today. I'm hoping, by the way, I picked up about 12 new subscribers right when I did that live stream with Been Living with Big B, and he's going to do a live with me, and it's going to be from his end, and my channel will get some exposures from that. I think he has like 6,000 subscribers or something like that. Again, I say the only thing I don't like about having a whole lot of subscribers is not being able to know everybody. You know, I mean, you know them as a subscriber, but you don't really know anything, you know, up close. And Dwayne's not been on either. My hair, look at the cut. My daughter hadn't seen that yet, or she'd be in here shaving it. Oh, well, let's see. Can I? No, I can't. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to have a haircut. I noticed something else too. Why does old men get all these hairs growing out of their ears? I mean, look at that. I get a. I don't get that, but I sure enough got some bushes growing out of my ears. I see a lot of people that get busting long nose hairs on their nose, but I don't have that problem. Of course, I can cut them. I guess I got a thing on my razor that'll get up there and whack them. Oh, gee. I sure would like to have a soda right now. I ain't had one in a while. Now, here's something crazy. I've been trying to sing a lot and all this stuff, and that thing about if we never meet again, and uh, I miss the group singing because I don't go to church anymore. You know, I can't go to church anymore, and I miss the group singing and everything. And then I got to thinking, y'all probably gonna laugh. Uh, what if I did got 10 of my subscribers that likes to sing and come on my stream as a guest? In other words, there'll be 5 different people there and 5 different people right below that. In other words, me being one of them, that's 10 people. And what if we put together a whole got a song? Well, it could be if we meet again. And on cue, all 10 of the subscribers sung the song. Would that work? How would it sound? I wouldn't really know how it sounded till after I closed the live stream up and listened to it replaying. But I was just wondering, would that work? Would that work? I'm almost tempted. Of course, my daughter works on Sunday night. Her bedtime is Sunday morning. I'd like to go to our church out there in Citrus, but I don't know if they're even running now or not. They fell on hard times, you know, with the COVID thing and everything, and so I don't know how that's. Yeah, but I was just wondering about that. Got 10 people, and a lady that would do that. Time lag. Whoa. What's time? YouTubers full of COVID. What? Well, yeah, there's church service. I'm talking about standing up there and singing. I miss that more than anything. I can sit back here and watch all kind of services, but a lot of these, well, I won't say that. I'd probably make the enemy. uh, no lag on the ones I watched. Bon Jovi did a bunch and it worked. Okay, so somebody's done that before. Somebody's done that before. So I ain't the genius I thought I was. I'm not the genius I thought I was. Gosh, where's everybody at? I've only got 10 people in the house. Um, I'll have to think about that deal. I don't know if that works. I don't know. Maybe I could get everybody to, I don't know. That's probably going to stretch my mind. Then find a church that you can attend or, damn man, just sing. Well, I've been singing. But Heck, I miss a lot of things. I miss my wife. I miss my son. I miss, there's so many people, celebrities and stuff that I grew up with that's always there and stuff, and now they're all dying. And well, I just noticed recently that Harold Reed died of the Statler brothers, and he was Donnie's older brother in the Statler brothers. He died, and then uh, Lou DeWitt, he died over 20 years ago. Uh, and just so many of them are gone, and just people that was all my life was there, and now they're gone. Their voices are still there. It's just hard for me to wrap my mind around that sometimes, and just almost depresses me, but I know it shouldn't. It's a Saturday night. Maybe people are all partying. Um, the Statler brothers, by the way, there was a gentleman behind the scenes at the Statler brothers. His name was Marshall Grant. And I think for a short time there, Marshall was one of their managers. And Marshall Grant is my wife's uncle. And Marshall Grant was, when Johnny Cash first started out, it was a three. It was Marshall Grant and Johnny Cash, and I can't remember the other guy's name now. And he was with Johnny Cash a lot of years. And then him and Johnny Cash had a falling out. And I love Johnny Cash. But Johnny Cash, and this is not hearsay, this is not gossip. Johnny Cash was taking money from a retirement fund they had for their group, and Marshall Grant being one of the three. And Marshall found out about it, and I know this to be I know that's what Marshall said. He was from up there in Nantahala, North Carolina. That's where he was from. And he was saying that, and I remember when he said, well, he didn't tell me directly. He told Olson Grant, and Olson Grant was his brother. And Olson was sitting in my mother-in-law's living room telling us what Marshall had told him, and that he was going to have to sue Johnny Cash. And he did. I don't know how it turned out. I know they become friends again, but I remember one time when him and June and some other people come up there for, I forget whose funeral it was. It was one of the families. But Statler Brothers has always been a favorite of mine. And I'm not really dwelling, it just depresses me. Men in Black, Johnny Cash. Yeah, he had a past. He was all strung out on drugs and stuff at one. I think June Carter straightened him out. Just like Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard was he was actually in prison. Never was in prison. Oh, and we've had several people that made it pretty big in the country music. Ronnie Millsap uh, made it big, and he was the one that was blind, and he was from Robbinsville, North Carolina, and that's right next to Nantahala, North Carolina. There was several people from up there that was the Carter fold isn't too far from where. Oh, okay. You're talking about Mama Maybell and the Carter sisters, our Carter family. Yeah, I love them too. I love Mother Maybell, Mama Maybell. Um, Too bad. Well, back in the day, there was a lot of farm families, um, and since I'm talking about stuff history wise and everything, have you ever heard of Cage Cove? That's up there between Cherokee, North Carolina, and Gatlinburg. It's a mountain up there, and it's called Cage Cove. Well, to go try and see the Shields cabin. Uh, and what happened at Cage Cove? That was a legitimate community at one time, and the government decided to make a park out of it, and they was buying people out to get them to move. Well, there was a few of them that didn't want to move, and they stayed there for the rest of their life. They was allowed to stay. And a Shields cabin up there was my wife's. Let's see, I done forgot what he was. But my wife's family come from Cage Cove. Um, but yeah, they were buying people out, moving them out, and everything, and that was a viable community at one time. And that Shields cabin is not a reconstructed cabin. That's the real deal. That's the real McCoy. I've been there, and I still like going up there. Of course, I can't ever go again. Uh, let's see who else do I love? I love Dolly Parton. I love Janie Fricke. I love Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris. I never was a Loretta Lynn fan. I don't know why. Well, I guess no, I don't know why. I Loretta Lynn was singing with the Wilburn Brothers. They was calling her the Queen of Country Music or something, and I didn't think so. I thought the Queen of Country Music was pretty Miss Norma Jean, and I didn't like it when Porter Wagoner got rid of Norma Jean and hired Dolly Parton. But now I love Dolly Parton. I still like Norma Jean. Norma Jean's still singing. Um, but Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt that did two albums called The Trio and then The Trio 2 or something like that. Gosh, they sing beautiful together. Patsy Cline, I like Patsy Cline. She died in an airplane crash. Hard on Loretta Lynn because she was really close to Patsy Cline. Tammy Wynette. There's another one, a great one that's gone. I met Tammy Wynette about 5 miles from here. She was doing a show at Silver Springs, and they had a shopping center that was having a grand opening, and they had her come over there and do a walk. And it was on the way to my shop, and I stopped in there and I got to meet her and everything. Of course, she's dead now. But they was all just Karen Carpenter. Yeah, she's the one. She died. She was anorexic. What a shame. I can't wrap around somebody being anorexic or bulimic. I just can't. How would you starve yourself like that? I mean, something's telling you that you gotta do it or something. I don't know. There's so much I don't understand in the world. Maybe it's because who did I see Conway? Oh, Conway Twitty. Oh, I tell you somebody I rubbed elbows with when I was in high school. Of course, he was 2 or 3 years older than me. Was George Hamilton the fourth, and he first song he came out with that was really popular was "A Rose and a Baby Ruth," and I bought. All of a sudden, I wanted to play the guitar, and I was across the street from where I lived. I lived in the boarding house, but my girlfriend lived across the street, and her daddy had these picking sessions with other guitar players and stuff. Hamilton used to come over there, and I would talk about, I really wish I could do that, learn how to do that. And George Hamilton sold me a guitar, I think for $5. And that was big money for me back then. I was only making like 75 cents an hour. But yeah, George Hamilton, "A Rose and a Baby Ruth." You can Google that, "A Rose and a Baby Ruth" on YouTube, and you can hear him sing it. And George wasn't like butt ugly or anything. He just wasn't what everybody considered very handsome. I fit that category. I'm not very handsome, but I'm not butt ugly. Maybe I am butt ugly. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not trying to impress anybody, but yeah, he sold me a guitar for $5. Of course, I didn't learn how to play that thing. I didn't know what I did with it. I wished I had it now. It might be worth some money. George Hamilton never really made superstardom, but he was a country music star. And I was asking some of these my subs here, have they ever heard of anybody called the Inspirations? That was a group of gospel singers, and they got their start. They went to school together in Bryson City, North Carolina, at Swain County High School, and that's where they started singing. And they were around singing at different churches and stuff a lot then. And pretty soon they had to get a vehicle that they could all ride in together. So they got an old beat up Volkswagen bus. I remember that thing. It was green, old pea green or something. It didn't look good at all, but it had Inspirations on it. And the next thing I know, they was up there with the big ones, like the Goodmans and I can't think of the names of them now, but they got big and they won several awards and everything. And but I knew them before they got that VW bus. And Jack Laws, one of the members in that thing, he worked at Swain Grocery Store, and that was down the street from where me and my wife lived. And that man, you never seen him when he wasn't coming out that door carrying groceries to customers and stuff, and whistling, and just a happy-go-lucky guy. And his sister, her name was Pat. And I guess she wasn't a bad girl, I don't think. But she almost got me into a heap of trouble. She needed to get into her brother's house, and for some reason, I thought she lived there with him, but she didn't. And I helped her in a window. She couldn't get up in the window. She come ask me would I help her get in the window. She didn't have her key, and she never had a key. I almost got in trouble over that, but I didn't know. But that was he was in there. Jack's dead now. I don't know of any. No, but I don't think any of the original singers are singing it. I know this group's going on. They have a singing thing up there every year. I forget what they call it. But yeah, look them up on YouTube channel, Inspirations, and gosh, they could sing. I can't remember all their names. I remember Archie. I remember Jack. Can't remember. There was the four guys and the piano player, and the piano player was their teacher. I remember that. Well, I didn't see her. The memories is flooding back now, folks. I wouldn't. One of them gospel songs, I wouldn't take nothing from a journey now. I wished I could do it all over again. There's a couple of things I would change. And number one on my list the day my son died in that auto accident, instead of sending that to get him, I'd have done my job and went and got him like I was supposed to. I would change that. But then again, they say, well, if it was his time to go, whatever you did wouldn't make any difference. Well, maybe, maybe not, but him and that girl both died in that thing. Pulled out in front of that Greyhound bus, and I still don't see how in the world she missed that. I go over that in my mind sometimes. I'm thinking she probably pulled, it's a big 4-lane double road there, and I'm thinking she pulled to the middle and then asked him, was it clear? And he probably in jest thought maybe she was joking, and he probably might have said something like, sure, you know how stuff like that gets done sometimes. But I don't know that, but I try to justify how she pulled out in front of a Greyhound bus. Because she was a wonderful person. She was going to be a doctor. She was a senior, and she was my son's first girlfriend, even though he was 2 years younger than her. But my son looked a lot older than he was. And I don't remember him telling my wife about that, but he was telling her how he kissed her. He didn't tell me that. He told his mama that, and she told me. I'm so glad he had that. But there I go on stuff. The doorbell is ringing, Sandy. Memories. I got memories. Can't nobody take that from me. The only way it's gonna get took from me is the day I die. There's another band, and I could not stand this band. Molly Hatchet. Does anybody remember Molly Hatchet? Holy crap. Before we moved to Marion County here in Florida, we lived in Jacksonville for a year. And my shop was right next to a building that Molly Hatchet and his band was doing all their practice and stuff in there constantly. And I'm a night worker, and they was doing it when I was trying to work at night. It drove me nuts. I didn't like the music. I just wasn't into that kind of music. And I don't know whatever happened to them. But boy, they were loud. They were loud. That place, gosh. Molly Hatchet, yes. You remember them, Lisa? But that was in Jacksonville. I've rubbed elbows with, let's see, who else is on? Well, I met Nixon. I met Jimmy Carter. No, I didn't met Jimmy Carter, but I met his wife, Rosalind. That was in Jacksonville. And far as politics goes, well, there's a couple of state people on that, and then I supported a sheriff here in Marion County, and that sucker, boy, he I don't know if he was a bad apple, but he got caught taking money from some kind of fund in the sheriff's office. He lost his job, and his name was Ken Urkel. And I had a real good friend that was a deputy sheriff under him, and he also supported Ken Urkel big time. And turns out the deputy sheriff was David Albury, and he was on a stakeout at a grocery store across the street because people was robbing it a lot, and he was over there in the trees, and these two guys come out. They had rifles or shotguns or something, and David told him, to stop, put your hands up, throw the weapon down, and all that. And the guy pointed at David, and David shot him, killed him. Well, that was okay, I guess. But a couple of years later, he got in a pursuit after somebody that they caught dealing drugs or something, and they was pursuing him. And the guy that he was pursuing run off the road down in a ditch. And David pulled up the side of the road and got out and went over to the car to, had his weapons drawn and everything. And the guy tried to run over him. And David shot him, killed him. So that was the second time he's used deadly force. And this is in a area that was predominantly well, it was multiracial, and they was calling for David to be fired and all this stuff, and Ken Urkel played politics and fired him. It was legitimate shooting, and fired David. David eventually got his job back. But a lot of times these police, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's so true, Sandy. That's so true. But I had a bad experience with that Molly Hatchet, man. I tell you what, they drove me crazy. Keon Matthews. Hey, my friend. But Ken Urkel, he lost his job. He lost his pension. He lost it all. And he had like 25, 30 years as a deputy sheriff. I'll never forget that. And I was so upset at Ken Urkel for firing David. But yeah, lots of memories tonight, folks. I got to tell you guys again, I appreciate all of you. It's just it feels granted, I'm here with my daughter and my two grandsons. My third grandson's in Gainesville. But I'm here with family. And I'm here, when I say family, I'm also here with my YouTube family. Not a lot. Not a lot, but I love you. I love dealing with you. I love doing my little stick or whatever you want to call it. And it's just a big part of my life. And I look forward to Saturdays. I'm looking forward to doing more live streams with different people and guys, I want y'all, please, if you can, tell me you'd like to do it with me. I want to do these lives. JD, gotta go. Take care. Okay, Spaceman Dudley. I appreciate you being here, my friend. What do you mean officially forgotten about, Sandy? You not got family around you, dear? I'm never by myself. Huey Lineshard. Hey, Huey. Who are you, my friend? I don't recognize that name. Wow. And corner. You're in, my friend. You definitely in. Got to have some more coffee. I know one thing. I'm gonna get my daughter to get me a sack of taters tomorrow. I want to try a couple of different other things with potatoes. I'll tell you something. I'm really wanting to fix. I want to fix a casserole thing of macaroni and cheese the way my wife fixed it. It's not out of a box. It's off. It's got cheese on top that's actually baked, and I love that stuff so much. And anytime you guys can watch my videos, I appreciate it. And I know some of them ain't all that interesting. I got to go out for a ride tomorrow. I hadn't been out in a week. And I need to get out. Junk Diver, I'm still here. Sorry, I nodded off. You pulled a Diver, I nod off a lot. Yeah, I do. It's a horse hat. It says Ocala on the front and on the back. I don't know if you can see that, but what it says is the horse capital of the world. And there is a lot, I mean a ton of horse ranches around here. I don't know what the fascinating. Well, there's been several horses here that's made it to the Kentucky Derby. And there was one that actually won it. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, there's a lot of horse ranches around here. And that's the horse ranchers. they're the ones. Hey, Barbara, these horse ranches around here, they're the ones that kept Marion County from becoming any more than it is. They just didn't want it. There was going to be well, at one time, Kmart was going to have a distribution center here, but the horse ranchers killed it. That would have been a lot of jobs. Of course, they're out of business now here anyway. Cindy says, I understand by myself 99% of the time too. But how's the husband, Barbara? Oh man, I'm starting to get a few more people in here now. Lisa took a nap before the line. I ain't got nothing against horses, but I don't. They're nothing. I don't know. I ain't. Hey, there's Crazy Family. And they're coming on at 7:30. So that means, what time is it now? That's an hour from now. I'll be there. I will be there. Like to have some of them potatoes you found the other day, Crazy Family, Marty. I'm out of taters. I'm out of taters. It is 6:31, so they'll be on in an hour. Maybe. Did you, Crazy Family, you see that about Paul on Scrap and Pallet Man? He's having some physical problems of some kind. He hadn't put a video up in over a month. And he used to do 2 or 3 a week, at least that. At least that. Man, y'all keep finding the food in them dumps. I swear, if I would live next door, y'all could treat me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, y'all got cool names. Well, let's see. Spelling one C-N-I-D-Y, C-I-N-D-Y, and the other one is, how you spelling it? C-I-I. Okay. You crocheting, Sandy? I got to get me a beanie hat. All right. I've been yapping for, golly, an hour and a half, hour and 34 minutes. What in the world have I been talking about? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna sign. And look, guys, I do these live streams. I do post them, and publish them usually the next day, in case anybody wants to go back and look something up. That I got hats, $15 and up. Go to my Facebook. Really? You talking about beanie hats, Cindy? I don't know if I could find you on it. I'll try and look that up. I want some beanie hats. I've got another channel. I may start using it a little bit. Let's see. I've had freaking Frugal's videos running all day. Hope it helps. Yeah, I did the same thing yesterday. I did it for most of the day today. And I don't know how much that helps. I've got one person she runs an assisted home for some people where they're mentally challenged. And they each got a room and they each got a TV, and she said at least 3 of them TVs is running all the time on Junk Dauber's channel. And she said she didn't know they even paid any attention to it or not, but she says the guys like it. So I don't know. They're up. She said she was telling me those channels they're up to about 200 of my videos. I don't know. I don't know how much that helps, but I appreciate it. And I do. If I know somebody needs to help or something, and if I'm gonna be doing something else, I'll come over here and I'll click on somebody's channel that I like. I've done it with Crazy Family. I've done it with Freaking Frugal. I've done it with her. I've done it with Petite Fireball. I don't know how much that helps. It's got to help some. I mean, there's ads, and the ads are not getting skipped, so it's got to help some. Whew. Okay, I am going to be out of here, folks, and guys, I want to do a live stream, and I want to do it in the middle of the week, and I want to do it around 5 or 6 or even 7 o'clock at night, and I want to have about 4 or 5 guests on at one time. So I'm looking for volunteers to do that. And send me an email. Send me an email telling me you want to do it. And I'll even do it up to 10. I just want to see what it's like to have that many subscribers. I guess my grandson don't like my voice. Oh my goodness. I didn't think he could hear me in there. But I want to do a bunch at one time just to see what it's like, see if I enjoy it, see if it makes sense. Well, it's so much for every ad. Y'all was below $100, Crazy Family. I figured y'all was always getting around $200 a month. Well, I'm glad you told me that. I'll next time I do it, I'll put you on there. All right. Well, I won't say that. I'm on Facebook as Cindy Conway. Uh, uh, I wondered about that, Marty. I wondered if it was hurting your channel. I know. I was wondering about Scrapping Pallet Man. You know, he hadn't had anything up on his in over a month now. So I'm wondering if he's got any. I know one way I can check that, and I can see what kind of farm he was getting. I think I will. Hey, Don Sharp, I appreciate it so much. I appreciate Big B so much. He's a funny guy. I didn't know he could pick a guitar or play a guitar. He was singing on there. Made me want to sing. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. We all got problems of some sort or another, you know, and some more than others, some less than others. Um, I feel pretty good, other than just my normal aches and pains, and um, but but Don Sharp, I appreciate you coming by. But thank you so much for being here. I'm fixing to close it out, though I've been yapping almost 2 hours now. But I come on every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm starting to do one. I'm going to do another one this Wednesday. And if any of y'all want to be a guest with me on my live Wednesday, send me an email so I'll have your email address and I'll send you a link to it. You can chime right in there and be sitting right up here beside me, almost like in person. Marty, I hope you get better soon, my friend. But that Don Church, I appreciate you. I'm gonna check out your see if you got any content on your channel. If you do, I'll be watching. But guys, I love you all so much. And Crazy Family, I'll see y'all in 7:30. And if anybody wants to go watch 7:30, go right to them. And of course, the dog will be, well, there's 2 dogs will be there, I'm pretty sure. They got that one dog. That's he, he, he noses his way into the picture all the time. He's a big dog. My little dog, I can't get her to want to sit up here with me. She don't want to do it. and, and sometimes he'll be going up there to Buddy and showing, and he ain't fixed. So you know what's shining. Or if he's been fixed, they forgot something. So everybody, y'all have a good one. Uh, I will. I'll see you. What am I looking at here? What am I looking at here? Anyway, okay. Guys, I love you.